Hi everyone, I'm Jay.
I'm Colin.
And this is
Star Wars Conversations. Yay! Guys, we're back, we're live. This is episode 50, the sober edition, the hungover edition. We probably had a wonderful time last night trying to do the top 50 moments of Star Wars films, but unfortunately we only got to episode 30, moment 31. We can't remember which ones we've said.
Because we were drunk.
Yeah. And so we're thinking we might just do a little recap and possibly a retcon. So just imagine that Disney... Yes, thanks Noodle, bye.
Noodle agrees.
So just imagine that
Disney bought
us and have decided that we're so good they just need to strip the continuity back and we're going to go for a new canon. So last night was unfortunately a Legends podcast episode.
Yes.
Is that
Star
right,
Wars Legends. And I think...
We are Star Wars Legends, thank you.
I think as well that this might be in no particular order. Right?
Oh yeah, so we are literally just going to reel off 50 great moments.
So
order.
We got everyone to send their 50 in. And because it wasn't like you got like 30 people liked this one and 20 people like that one, it's just like the odd person sent them in. They're all kind of everyone's favourite moments. So we're just going to read off 50 moments that our lovely viewers and listeners sent in to us. And, you can order them for us or something.
Yeah,
whatever.
I mean, you guys feel free to just tell us what your ranks are. And if you're rank as well, because we're rank as well. So, first up, we're going to bring up, we did talk about this last night, but we're going to very quickly redo it again. So some of these we're just going to skip through fairly quick because we did talk about them last night. And if you really want to know our thoughts, go through that
watch the
haze of brilliant awesomeness from last night. But so we've got Anakin kills the Tusken Raiders in Return of the Sith, even though I got that wrong and it's actually Attack of the Clones.
Yes, and there's no such movie as Return of the Sith either.
Oh God. Revenge of the Sith even. So, things are going well already. As I said, Thomas Harrison sent this one in, and I love this bit. We talked about it again last night, but it's just cool. Anakin really goes dark side. He drives on a cool speeder bike, which was nice to see.
Duel of the Fates.
Yeah, Duel of the Fates. You go through all the Tatooine cannons.
So his mum's been killed. She's died in his arms.
Yeah.
And he's taken her home to bury her. And that's it. He wants revenge now.
Yeah.
So this is where you first see him starting to go dark side properly.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets on his swoop bike and goes off to cut down some Tusken Raiders.
Yeah.
He goes to their village and he kills the women and the children too. And it's really cool because he looks dark.
He does look dark.
Yeah.
Right. Next one is another moment that we also talked about last night, but again, this is well worth talking about. This is actually from that famous film Revenge of the Sith, not Return of the Sith or Attack of the Moans. Anakin leads the 501st Legion into the Jedi Temple, walking up the steps, etc. And then it's just basically it's the birth of Vader. It's the first thing, the real Darth Vader.
Mission, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's Darth Vader how he's meant to be, full on,
full power,
fully human, fully feeling the Force.
Yeah. And he looks cool as he walks up the steps. He's got his hood hanging down, and he's got the Legion behind him with their blue armor, their white and blue armor, and it's just a badass moment getting to see Vader for the first time.
Brilliant. Okay, this next scene is pretty similar to it, and this one was suggested by Melvin One Kenobi, my old pal. Again, I think I told everyone how much I loved him last night, but I'll say it again, I love him. And this is Anakin submitting to Sheev and basically being knighted as Vader.
Yeah, in the movie it's a bit easy, isn't it?
Yeah.
What have I done?
Ooh.
And then he drops his knees in front of Sheev.
It's a weird moment.
Yeah.
And it's would he really abandon everything and not just be completely terrified by this complete freak show that is Chief?
It's because he believes that Sheev's the only one who can help him save Padme. So,
he's got the motivation, mate.
Yeah.
No doubt there.
The best part of that scene for me is when Palps goes, "Rise." And he does all his funny breathing as well.
Yes. So, great moment, absolutely. Right, here's one we haven't talked about, which is amazing. This definitely is a high one. The film is Empire Strikes Back. The moment is the asteroid scene. Take it away, Jay.
That's a good scene because you see Han's piloting skills as they're being chased by the TIE fighters through the asteroids. Also, 3PO being scared of going into an asteroid field. And it's good because that has probably my favourite TIE fighter crash in all of the movies, where the TIE fighter hits the asteroid and starts going spinning out of control.
That's amazing.
Electricity. Oh, I'm being attacked by a dog. That's an awesome crash, that one. I do like that scene. 3,720 to 1. Never told me the odds.
Jay, I have to admire your amazing memory. I can't remember anything. Yay, Daddy!
Oh, hello. Why now? Why now? We're live on camera, dude. We could have done this all morning.
So, as people viewing the live stream at the moment will see, we are now joined by our studio audience of hairy dogs. And they are trying to get in on the show and show how cute they are. Right, next scene. Oh, this is a good one. And I tell you what, I'm going to dedicate this one to our friend Nick Joseph, the medal bearer from A New Hope.
Yes.
In this classic scene, the award ceremony at the end of New Hope. I'll tell you what, I love this scene. I do love the scene. It's the ultimate celebration, victory, feel good. You're on a high because the Death Star's just been destroyed. The goodies have won. All the troops are there. General Hexamandolan, whatever his name is in the background. And basically, I guess what really makes this is the score, is the music.
Yeah.
This
because
is genius.
If you watch the version without the music, it's hilarious.
Yeah, I've seen that.
But I actually prefer the Aydogan revisited version of this.
What a surprise!
Just because I always felt bad for Chewie.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And in the Aydogan version, he actually gets a medal. Right? So I'm like, yeah, that's what should happen. Why would he be left out? But
he was only the co-pilot.
Right, and without him, they probably wouldn't have been able to do what they did. He was there to help Han fly the Falcon.
Han is the captain.
Right.
Of the ship.
So why is Chewie even there then?
Yeah, but like in Star Trek, if the Enterprise won something, saved the planet, it would be Kirk getting the award, wouldn't it?
We're not in Star Trek. This is Star Wars.
Well, it's still captain.
Everyone else got medals, and then Chewie's just standing there.
No, they didn't know, did they? Luke got one because he blew the thing up.
Yeah, and Han got one.
Han got one because he was a captain of a ship that assisted him to do it.
I disagree. Chewie deserves a
I
medal.
tell you who really deserved a medal and didn't get one. Wedge.
Yeah.
I think all the survivors...
But he wasn't doing any good back there.
Yeah, he wasn't, and he should have pulled out. But I think all the survivors of the Battle of the Yavin should have got a medal, to be fair.
Yes. Maybe they did without us seeing. But Chewie was brought up in front of everyone to be shunned.
Well, maybe there was a moment we didn't see where he got a special award.
Which you see in the 81
He got
edition,
a bone.
Where he gets...
Have a bone.
But yeah, and that music as well, for me was my... when me and my wife got married, we walked out to that music. So
And I had it when we entered the room for our wedding breakfast.
Awesome.
So
we both had it at our weddings.
Yes, we did.
Right, so, next. Battle of Hoth.
Oh, I put Battle of both. But yeah, oh my god. Well, this again is one of the most amazing scenes in the entire saga. The awards, the Battle of Hoth, and particularly this
the Walker with the toe
Now let me
cable.
shout out this guy's name. I'm going to look for the whole name.
Aydogan.
I've got him somewhere.
Mem.
Yeah, Mem. Aydogan Rune Mehmet.
Yeah.
So he suggested a few. So thanks for that, Aydogan. And what do we? He's got a short name, hasn't he?
Mem.
Mem.
Yeah.
All right, Mem. We call you Mem. Hello, Mem. So thank you for sending in a few suggestions, Mem. And this is one of them. And as I say, this is probably one of the top ones. And particularly in the Battle of Hoth, the key bits in this I would definitely say are amazing are the toe cable Walker, takedown.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, amazing genius. You've never seen that before.
And that was just thought of on the spur of the moment, right? Because they'd lost their gunners.
Yeah. And then I think what was also cool was Luke taking out an at himself after crashing.
With it, going up on his Batman rope.
Yeah, going up on his back rope. Chucking it
into the toilet.
Into where that poor trooper's having a dump. And then took it down. And then basically, I mean, just generally the whole thing. I'd not seen a battle in snow before.
No.
I've not seen what I thought were spaceships flying around.
And it looked great. Considering it's 1981, seeing all those ships flying over snow, you got to see snow speeders for the first time.
Oh, I love snow.
All the
snow speeders are my favourite ships.
So all those vehicles were new vehicles. We'd just seen A New Hope. We'd just seen the Battle of Yavin, you've seen the X-Wings and all that, and then all of a sudden, you're seeing Star Destroyers coming in, and you see the probe droids come down, the ones that start our show off.
And also, one of the things I will say...
and Rebel soldiers on Hoth look quite cool. And
Snow
Troopers.
They all look very... Snow Troopers. And Vader coming in.
And Vader comes in. You see Vader getting his feet dirty.
One of the first things we did when it was called Force Conversation, one of our first episodes, we did a spotlight on the Snow Speeder. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
It's one of our first ever features.
Yeah.
And I think that's just like a testament again. We're on episode 50.
Yeah, we stopped doing spotlights, didn't we?
Well, we just don't have time. There's so much brilliant news going on around the room at the moment, and so many excellent episodes of Rebels for us to review. I mean, it's a good time to reflect. We're a year in now.
Yeah, a year in.
A year in.
Yeah. Yeah, it is, isn't it?
And we've got even better. Every episode just gets better and better.
Apparently so. Someone said that last night's episode was the best one we've done.
I think someone was drunk. I've got a shout out to Jim and to Richy last night for basically keeping us company.
Yeah.
And
Thanks,
Frank joined in and Connor did as well. So thank you very much for that. Next one. Oh, this is good. We talked about this last night. The Battle of Scarif. The fighters getting through the shield and Gold Leader, and basically just getting. Love the whole bit when they just basically the relief and the joy of the once they get through the shield. Obviously, there's also that tense bit where some of them don't make it, but when they actually get into the atmosphere of Scarif and the troopers on the ground are in pretty bad strikes and there's an and all of a sudden these ships have come through. Blue Squadron come in. Moustache Man is the best. Captain Moustache, I love him. And he's full of joy.
And then he gets killed.
And then he dies, but everyone dies. Spoiler.
I do like as they're coming in, the shield's closing. I do like the one that hits the shield because of the way the explosion breaks and spreads out over
that's
the shield.
Quite cool.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good. I mean, I love Rogue One. I think it's a brilliant movie. So there's so many good moments there, and again, you got new ships. You got all those U-wing fighters coming in.
Yeah.
So yeah, good moment.
Very good moment. Right, next up we have got
the Battle of Yavin.
Battle of Yavin. Again, this one is another one
by you.
No.
And Aydogan. It's by Mem.
Oh yeah, Mem.
Put Mem in there.
Mem. I'll write it down. I'll put that on my notes. Things to do.
Yeah.
So we talked about the Battle of Yavin a little bit, but I mean, let's just generally talk about it.
Well, surprise, surprise, I like the revisited version better.
Yeah, that's a surprise.
Right.
But
only because there's like tons of TIE fighters, as there really would be.
I mean, look, you've got to admit though, the special editions was an improvement on the original.
Okay.
It was.
Yeah, I guess it was. It
and
was like
and
digital.
I mean, the original was awesome.
Yeah.
Right, but I've got to say that shot of the X-wings is
Where
classic
they're all
now.
going around. Yeah.
You know, going around the gas giant. It's a classic scene now, isn't it?
Yeah.
From the special editions, and it looked amazing. I mean, again, we've talked about this when we were reviewing Certain Point of View. The only flaw I have with the Battle of Yavin is, one, why do they not evacuate Yavin while the battle's going on?
Yeah.
Because there's a real chance they're not going to survive.
Well, you said before, when they know that the Death Star's coming,
Yeah.
start getting out of there.
Yeah, just because otherwise there's going to be no rebellion. And then also, where was Mon Mothma? But that was answered in that story. So.
But the actual battle, what makes it so special is that George Lucas based it on World War II fighter planes,
and all those clips
so
that he
it's
used
shot like real dogfights, and that made it quite unique. And no one had seen any sci-fi with space battles that looked like that before.
No. And I guess now we've got the added question of where was Hera, because she's the best pilot in the whole of the Rebellion.
That'll be on the Super Special Edition.
Yeah.
When Disney get it back from Fox, they'll edit her in.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we'll find out what mission she was on during that. I mean, she could have been the one accompanying Mon Mothma, maybe. Maybe making sure she got out safe.
Mm.
Interesting. Let's see if that's what happens.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we're all in agreement. Classic moment. Right. Next one is our first entry from The Force Awakens.
And we did talk about this.
It's a brilliant character moment. It makes you fall in love with these new characters. It's the BB-8 and Finn little go back and forth while Rey's trying to fix the Millennium Falcon, and she's questioning Finn on being part of the rebellion and where we've got to go, and he's pleading with BB-8 to help him out, and BB-8 does a little thumbs up using a lighter thing, and it's just a cool moment.
Some people thought that he was flipping him the bird. It's like, really? Yeah, come on, man! It looks like a thumbs up.
Yeah,
and it's Disney.
Yeah. I mean, that would have been a great alternative moment.
Definitely.
And maybe we'll see something in maybe in the Dr. Aphra book using BT or something.
Yeah.
Where we see a similar scene. But yeah, great moment. Right, this scene is an absolute classic.
And probably this is probably up the top.
This is a contender, this one. And this was suggested, and we're totally in agreement, we'd have put this in ourselves, but by a good friend of the show, Daniel Hackett. So Dan has suggested the binary sunset moment from A New Hope. And again, this is another moment which is probably wouldn't be anything if it wasn't for the score.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, the music makes the scene.
Yeah, and it's basically Luke standing out, looking at the two sunsets, contemplating life and his lot in life and where he's going, where he's been.
Of wonder and hope, isn't it? He's like,
and
what he could be, and the music gives you that feeling. All of the feeling comes from that. You've got Mark Hamill. He's
a good actor.
Looking out there at the twin suns,
crafting his skill. He was then, wasn't he?
As the music, crescendos, you're like, oh yeah, man, this kid wants to go places, and he's gonna.
Okay, here's another amazing line, really. And it is from Empire Strikes Back. The person speaking it is Boba Fett, and the line is...
He's no good to me dead.
He is no good to me dead. Again, just a cool... A man of few words, but when he says them, it's got big impact.
Yeah, he looks cool. He's just standing... He doesn't say a lot. And so it's also the old voice is better, because the new one is like, it's no good to me, did.
No good to me, did meet.
So I prefer the old one. What was the guy's name? Jason
Bullock.
Greengrass or something?
Jason Bullock?
No, that did his voice. It wasn't Jeremy Bullock.
Oh, Jeremy Bullock.
And I think it's something like Jason Greengrass.
There's a lot of people play Boba Fett.
But yeah.
You can have a convention just for people who play Boba Fett.
But yeah, it was
I like
a
Daniel
cool moment.
Logan.
I like all of his lines in Empire Strikes Back.
Well, yeah. I mean,
all of those bits.
We're probably going to have one or two more.
Well, if he doesn't survive, he's worth a lot to me.
Cool. Well, on a similar line, the next moment is another bounty hunter orientated line from Empire Strikes Back. The scene is on the Star Destroyer, Vader's Star Destroyer.
Mm-hmm.
Basically sent, when he's getting the bounty hunters in and getting them out.
Yep.
And what is the line, Jay?
Well, this one, we actually talked about this last night. So it starts with Pierre going, bounty hunters, we don't need that scum. And then he walks along and he looks up and sees Bosk there, who then goes, let's look for Alf. And but it's cool because you see this new band of characters, all these bounty hunters. They all look quite unique and cool. You've got IG-88, the robot. You've got Dengar, the man covered in bandages with brown stormtrooper armor.
I love him.
You've got
Yo, Willie.
you've got Zuckus and Forlom.
Yo, Willie.
And you've got Boba Fett.
So is Alf canon now in the Star Wars?
I think he must be.
Alf is very similar in looks to Gnaut from the Green Lanterns, isn't he? Well, actually, you look like Gnaut, not you, Jay. Okay, so a great moment. Again, we talked about it probably in a bit more enthusiasm last night. Right, I put this one in. People might not agree with this. This might be controversial, but I really like this scene. It's a standout scene from my childhood. And it's basically, the film is Return of the Jedi. The moment is the Ewoks worshipping C-3PO as a god. And he has that...
Oh my.
Yeah. So, Jay can probably do the line. What is it he says to Solo? I do believe...
Well, I can't remember. He says, I feel rather embarrassed.
Yeah. And Han... I mean, again, I think it's great bit of comic acting from Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
Basically being extremely... initially... And Luke's very bemused about...
Luke kind of smirks.
Yeah, about the Ewoks mistaking C-3PO for a god.
Why don't you use your divine influence and get us out of here?
Yeah, exactly. And then when he starts to get put in, or particularly when he gets started getting poked, he's like, "Oh, he's my friend," So that's really cool. I really like that bit. And I guess the bit before it, which is well annoying, is Chewie thinking with his stomach.
Yeah.
And basically getting him in that trap in the first place.
I always thought that they would have thought Chewie was the god because
he
just looks like a giant version of them.
That's a good point, Jay.
Yeah.
But then... Oh, hello. But that is... C-3PO is a god.
Yeah.
Imagine if he is God.
That would be terrible.
What are the odds on that, Jay?
Very low.
Right, okay. Alright, this scene, this is one of the moments in The Force Awakens. It's one of the biggest nostalgia, and it was in the trailer.
It made lots of people cry.
It made people cry, it made people happy, and then sad now, I guess, as we're about to go into The Last Jedi. It's the Chewie, we're home moment. And it's just cool.
It's the reintroduction of Han Solo, the first time you see him again.
Yeah, and Chewie.
And, of course, he's back on the Falcon for the first time. So, it's a great moment. I
mean, it's amazing. And again, I think there's a similar moment in the Last Jedi that we've had in the trailer with Luke on the Falcon. And, I'm really looking forward to that bit in the new film. So, it's a great moment. At the end of the day, it's just cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. Next one is...
The Genosians.
Yeah, the Genosians. So,
and all the different creatures when our heroes are chained up.
Yeah, and again, I've put the wrong film on this. This is Attack of the Clones, isn't it? And so what I'm particularly talking about here is this is the bit when Obi-Wan, Anakin and Padme are all chained up on that big sort of things, and it's in like a gladiatorial
That's in the arena.
Yeah. And they've unleashed these sort of Harryhausen type monsters, which just look really, really cool. And so that's why I wanted to put it in, because I just love the character, the creature designs.
Yeah.
There's a nice bit of banter, some seriously bad acting from Obi-Wan. I mean, I don't know what. I still don't know how Ewan McGregor's. I don't know whether it was a choice or not to just make Obi-Wan so weird and the way he delivers the lines, but it's good. And aggressive negotiations kind of bit from Padme. It's all it's camp as
well. I mean,
but it's fun.
This one,
it's fun. It's a fun bit of the film.
As George Lucas did base it off like the old
serials,
Flash Gordon serials. It is very much like that. There are actually scenes that are shot in such a way that they look like those old 1930s TV shows.
Yeah. So great scene, guys. Right, next one, Jay.
Oh, what a moment! What a moment!
Wow, this is a good one.
The doors open.
So someone suggested this, and we totally agree with this. Jordan James New sent this one in, and it's an amazing bit. It is the Phantom Menace.
Yeah, the best bit of the whole movie.
It's the bit that probably sold the film to most people in the trailer.
Yeah.
It's basically Darth Maul's double lightsaber reveal.
And this is also the first time the hero characters have ever seen a Sith. Right? This is the first time they encounter a Sith.
Yeah.
And
or didn't they encounter him first on the Tatooine?
Oh no, they saw him on Tatooine. Yeah. So this is okay. No, I'm wrong. But yeah, I mean, like you see him standing in the doorway. The music of Duel of Fate starts playing, and the door opens. He's standing with his hood on, pulls the hood back,
which is a cool moment in itself.
Yeah, you get to see
Spiky Ed.
You get to see what he looks like underneath with his tattoos and
his yellow eyes.
And
yellow eyes.
And then he pulls out his lightsaber and lights it, and one side ignites, and then the other side, and we see the double-edged lightsaber for the first time, because in the Tatooine battle
he doesn't use the side.
And it's an awesome moment, and one of the best lightsaber duels kicks off at that moment.
And again,
and also you get to hear the Jedi go, "We'll handle this."
I know, which is cool. I mean, definitely Qui-Gon Jinn is slightly overconfident in this. But I also, again, testament to John Williams and the soundtrack. I mean, the music is just amazing.
Oh, it's amazing,
yeah. All right, wicked. So this next scene was suggested by Kevin Crumb. We talked about it last night. This is just a great scene in terms of Return of the Jedi. It's Vader or Anakin having his helmet removed at the end of Return of the Jedi, and just before he dies, and he's had a chance to look on you with my own eyes. He gives a little smile.
About me.
Yeah.
Tell your sister.
You were right. And he basically gives that little smile just before he dies.
And Sebastian Shaw gets his face in there.
Yeah, and I like Sebastian Shaw. I don't know why. I feel cheated that in the special edition and stuff they started cutting him out, and he's another person in this long line of people that have had an involvement in playing Vader.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously the king of Vader is David Prowse, he's the best, and King Jaffa is the best voice. But
where is the king?
Needle.
Do you want to go as well?
Right, so on that note, we will move on to the next one. Right, this is a good one. This is a really good one. A New Hope.
Mm-hmm.
The place is the Mos Eisley Cantina.
Mm-hmm.
And the moment is...
Dr. Cornelius Evazan and Ponda Baba go, He doesn't like you.
I don't like you either.
You just watch yourself. We're wanted men. I have the death sentence on 12 systems.
I'll be careful.
You'll be dead.
Ah!
This little one's not worth the effort. Come, let me get you something.
Yeah, it is a great scene.
It is.
And this is the first proper use of a lightsaber.
It's the first time you really see a lightsaber being used in combat, yeah.
Yeah.
And Obi-Wan cuts off the first arm in Star Wars.
Yes. And it's not as cauterised as it is
bleeds.
in the future.
Yeah.
In future instalments of a Star Wars saga, they decide to not have it so bloody jelly.
Yeah.
Great scene though.
Yeah, and you get to see Luke gets thrown through a table. That's good.
Yeah.
No
blasters! No blasters! Yeah, it's a great scene. And again, it's just very thematic and sets the tone of the...
It gives you a feel for the hive of scum and villainy.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of scumbags in this bar.
And Dr. Cornelius, he's not a good looker.
No, he's not.
And Ponder's got bollock face.
And as we know, they're being hunted by one of my new favourite characters.
Tam Boslow's on that trail!
Yeah, so I want that story. Never going to happen.
No, it will come. It will come. Right. Next one is going to be skipped. And we
Escape
are
from
going...
Cloud City.
Yes. Escape from Cloud City. We did talk about this last night.
Yeah.
Probably not very coherently, so let's just recap that discussion. Empire Strikes Back. There's a couple of cool bits on this, and it's quite a vague title, what we're saying there, but it is effectively from the moment Luke falls onto the weather vane, and Leia and Lando and Chewie and the droids have managed to escape. They've blasted their way out of Cloud City.
Yeah.
Got to say, has happened, and they basically are on the Falcon. They're trying to get away, and Luke's there, desperate.
Leia,
and he calls out to
hear
Ben.
me.
That doesn't work. But then he calls out to Leia, and again, as we sort of said last night, the bit here is there's the
the connection. Through
the
the
connection to through the Force, and at the time we don't know that they're brother and sister, and so
because they were kissing.
Yeah, because they've had a good snog, and Luke's got a major boner for her.
Yeah.
We obviously don't think about that, but we do think, oh well, she's responding to the Force.
She hears him.
What's going on here, and then basically they go back, and Lando goes up the chute and opens up on a little hatch, which is cool, and
Luke drops down, he catches him.
Yeah, it's just cool. It's just a cool moment. Anyone else sound that?
All right. That bit's good.
Yeah. Right. Next bit. Okay, so again, I talked about this last night. Escaping from a Trade Federation ship at the beginning of the Phantom Menace. So this is Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon's...
Qui-Gon.
I call him Qui-Gon.
It's Qui-Gon.
Well, I call him Qui-Gon.
You're wrong.
Let's call him Ding Dong. So Ding Dong and Kenobi. This, again, is a first. This is... basically, they're doing some negotiations. It all goes wrong, and so they're basically being captured. And droids have been sent in to kill them, and they basically escape bust through the door, use a lightsaber to cut through the door. They do a bit of force running, a bit of flipping, a bit of lightsaber.
This is seeing new Jedi powers.
Yeah, basically, we've not seen Jedis in their full capacity before.
No.
We've not seen them deflect lightsaber laser bolts. We've not seen them use the Force and Force push loads of people. Actually use it in a fighting.
Force dash. We haven't
Force
seen
dash. So it's just so cool. And again, there's a lot of problems with Phantom Menace and disappointments, but this is a bit that doesn't disappoint. This is what you wanted from a new Star Wars film at that time. So amazing.
Right, next one. Ewoks use Stormtrooper helmets for drums. We talked about this last night. You really liked it. I was like, yes, all right.
So obviously in Return of the Jedi, we got them using them as drums. I think it's cool.
It's cool. It looks good.
It's just a nice little moment. Nib nib, doop 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 do 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 do.
And the old music.
Do 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 do. Yeah. Anyway. And particularly there's the hint that they are cannibals.
Look what your singing did.
I know. Noodle, stop being an Ewok. Thank you. Right, okay, great moment anyway, guys. Great moment.
Rancor fight next.
Oh, the Rancor fight!
Rancor
This is
fight,
an
Return
amazing
of the
bit!
Jedi.
An amazing bit!
So, with these, think back to when you were a kid.
I am
First
thinking.
time you saw that Rancor turn up.
Oh, it was scary.
Right, it was huge.
But I guess there's also the build up to this because again, Luke's come into the Jabba's palace.
Yeah.
We don't know what the hell's going on with him. He is well dark in this bit.
Yeah.
He's force choking people as he's coming in.
Dark side power.
Yeah, he's using the dark side powers, force choking, and he's giving this old thing. All this we've already seen like the hologram where he's giving up 3PO and R2 to. You're thinking, oh, what is this fella
And
playing?
he uses the Jedi mind trick on Bib Fortuna.
Yeah, and he tried using it on Jabba, and that's the first time we find out that actually
You can't use
certain
Hut.
people, and then that becomes a bit of a trope. There's, when it's convenient, oh yeah, it doesn't work on this race.
Yeah.
But I guess the key bit is we've already seen someone fall victim to the Rancor trapdoor. Ula, the lovely slave girl.
Twilight.
So we know what's coming here, and 3PO's about to warn him. It gets pulled back. You're standing on the, and then he goes flying down a chute, and he's got to fight the Rancor. And again, this is just it's a cool battle. I mean, probably these days it's not. I mean, if you well, it doesn't compare to an amazing fight scene like in Justice League.
You see Luke getting chased. He uses a bone to try and prop the Rancor's mouth open.
Yeah,
and
he throws a skull.
He throws a skull, and then he throws a rock at the button on the door.
Yeah, and that bit's cool.
Brings the portcullis down and
kills
the Rancor.
And it becomes quite sad because the Rancor keeper turns up.
And he starts crying.
And you think, oh, look,
that's his pet.
And then you think to yourself, well, what did that Rancor do? He didn't deserve to die. He's just being a Rancor.
He's just doing what he does.
Yeah. If anything, it's Jabba that deserved to die.
And he will.
Yeah. Good moment, guys. Right, next one. So
the next one is Finn watches Poe at Maz's castle.
Oh my! I put this one in. I love this bit. So there's a couple of bits to this. So this is the bringing together of the First Order and the Rebels. Not the Rebels, the Resistance. Basically, everyone knows that everyone's after the droids. The droid again, BB-8, and so the First Order have attacked Maz's castle. They've got everyone in prison. They've captured basically Finn, Chewie, Han. Rey's out there being chased by Kylo, and all of a sudden, save the day comes.
Well, you see them in the distance. Yeah. You see like the mist over the water, and again, it's John Williams' great soundtrack here because. When they say the Resistance are here, and you see the X-wings coming over the water, and then the music kicks in, and all of a sudden they start shooting. You see stormtroopers go flying everywhere.
It was in the trailer, but you've not seen like them flying across water before. It just looks really cool, and it's got all the spray. But then the standout bit on this is just Poe's awesomeness.
How good he is as a pilot.
So there's this one track shot basically of and the great bit is also that Finn's watching it from the ground.
Yeah.
And
he thinks Poe's dead. He doesn't.
Yeah, he doesn't know it's Poe, and basically Poe just does these amazing.
He takes out some stormtroopers on the ground. He takes out some TIE fighters.
He just goes around. He shoots a load of stuff, and again you start from his point of view, but then it goes to Finn, and Finn watching it all happen. And Finn's like, that's one hell of a pilot! It's just amazing. That's such a cool scene. I love it. Love it.
Right, so, Rogue One. first scene with Krennic and the Death Troopers on Lamu. We talked about this last night.
We did.
It's, you know, obviously, as we said, he parks really far away.
Yeah.
For some reason. And then obviously it's like in A New Hope, you saw the white stormtroopers with Vader all in black. Well, this is the reverse of that. So you've got all the black troopers with Krennic in white, and he marches over to where Galen Erso is and tries to question him about his family and where they are. And obviously they discover that they're hiding, and they shoot his wife. And
but I guess again, Richy pointed this out last night. Why the hell did they park so far away?
Why? Just to look dramatic as they walk in. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's all about the look.
It is. I mean, a lot of what Krennic does is theatrical, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's all about how he's
powerful.
perceived. Yeah. Great moment. Good old film, that one. Next point is the first. Oh yeah. So this is A New Hope. This is a classic scene. It's basically after the trail comes across and gives you the story of A New Hope. You've got Tantive 4 trying to escape, and that looks like a big ship as it goes past. But then you get the scene of the Star Destroyer following it, and basically the undershot as it goes above you.
Goes on and on and on.
And, you know, and it's famously taken a piss out of in Spaceballs. But it is just an amazing shot. I mean, it's just it's just classic cinematography.
It is, and it gives you a real feel for how powerful the Empire
I mean,
are.
there is a serious threat here.
Yeah.
That these guys are in trouble with.
And they're running away from them,
Yeah.
and you see their ship's got guns and stuff. So it looks like it's quite a good ship, but they're scared.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you have it further down in the list, but I actually really like the Empire Strikes Back version as well. Where you see Vader's Star Destroyer.
I haven't, but that is a good moment.
And that one, I mean, because in The New Hope, we got to see how big these Star Destroyers are, and then you see how small they are next to Vader's.
Super Star Destroyer.
Yeah.
That is a big ship.
That is a big ship.
Right, great
Apparently,
one.
Snoke's one is even bigger.
Well, I have heard that. He keeps it in his gold robe. Next one. This is another cool moment. It's just a cool moment, I would say. Again, from a film that's not got a lot of love. Attack of the Clones. Back on Genosha. Our heroes have been battling on the arena.
Mm-hmm.
Have been captured.
Yeah.
And all hope looks lost.
And they escape from their chains, don't they?
Yeah, they escape from their chains. They've had a scrap with the things, but things
Aydogan kills the creatures.
Yeah, things ain't going too well though. They're pretty much surrounded.
Yeah. All the nations fly in.
And then all of a sudden, you get this scene from the back of the Trade Federation people, what they are.
Yeah.
The separatists.
So,
and you see the foot.
You see the feet of Mace Windu.
Yeah.
Which I think is Mace Windu's best scene in all of the movies.
I totally agree.
Right?
Yeah.
Because it's like a Wild West movie. It's like a Western, the way
yeah.
that the gunslinger walks in.
Yeah. He is very gunslinger.
And he pulls the lightsaber and holds it to Django's throat.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, across the whole of the arena,
precursor of what's going to happen there.
All of the Jedi's that have come,
who apparently were in the audience,
just step out, and start turning on their lightsabers.
Yeah,
and it's just cool. I mean, we've not seen as many Jedi in one shot ever.
No, that's it.
And then they have a big battle, don't they? It's wicked.
Yeah, it's a good scene, and
just
it's a real lightsaber fest.
It's a lightsaber fest.
Saber party. Yeah. Right.
Lots of different colours.
Lots of different colours.
But only one purple one.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so the next one, I don't know if this one was very special to me.
Let me see, where is it? No, let's skip that one.
Oh, we're skipping that one? Yeah. Okay. The next one is special to me.
Yes, we did talk about this a little bit last night.
Yeah, we did. So we'll just go through it quickly. Han shoots Greedo under the table in cold blood because he doesn't do it to defend himself, he just shoots. And Greedo's sticking him up and he shoots him and Greedo goes down on the table and then Han flicks a coin at the bartender and goes, "Sorry about the mess."
I mean, again, it's just a cool moment that makes, really sets out why Han Solo was cool.
And it's another gunslinger moment.
Yeah, it's another gunslinger moment. It says, this is the Wild West in space.
Mm-hmm.
Han Solo is a badass. He's also quite funny.
Yeah.
And that "sorry about the mess" moment is a great line. And it just sort of shows he hasn't got time for Guido's, rubbish. He's just got to get out.
He gets rid of him and then gets out of it.
Yeah, gets out of the situation.
He's got things to do.
Yeah. Let's acknowledge obviously that there has been a change in special editions, and I think GL's intentions there are to make Hound more heroic as a character, but I don't think it takes. I mean, in a day, what I think it shows is
that Greedo's a really bad shot.
Yeah, but also it allows Hound character to develop. And yes, he's not the finished article hero at the beginning of New Hope.
Yeah.
But by the time we get to Return of the Jedi, he is.
That's it.
And that's more important, isn't it? That people can change, people can see.
And that's why I don't like that they make it that it's in self-defense, because he's not a good guy. I mean,
well, he is a good guy.
He's got a good heart.
Yeah.
But I mean, he doesn't necessarily do good things.
No. And it'd be interesting to see how they portray him in this new.
I reckon in the new Solo movie, he will shoot someone under a table.
I think he will.
I reckon he'll shoot someone just to rectify that.
Yeah. Well, let's
hopefully it's another Odeon.
Yeah, let's hope so. Guido's dad. And then it makes Guido more justified and feel more sad for him. Okay. Right, this line, I love this line. It's a line that me and my friends often do when we're drunk. Got to save on. It just cracks me up.
Chewie strangling
Lando. Having a Wookiee choke, which is another thing. It's just a great moment, and we understand, don't we, Chewie? It just shows that. I mean, first of all, Lando is a slimy git.
Yeah.
And, it's a bit hard for the audience to trust him or like him after he's just betrayed Han and the whole gang, really. But
this is him trying to get his...
and I guess this bit makes you feel a little...
honour back.
Yeah. I had no choice.
Yeah.
It's a good moment. It's fun. It's a fun moment.
So, Han's death in Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
Not Phantom Menace. That would have been weird. In The Force Awakens.
Yeah. Well, again, this is a big, big moment, isn't it? I don't know if we should have said spoilers at the beginning of this episode.
If you haven't seen it yet, you're not going to watch it.
No. Well, you definitely wouldn't be listening to this.
Exactly.
There's a lot to talk about in this.
Why are there no railings?
First of all, that is very, very...
why do they keep doing that?
What kind of idiot designed that,
And I mean, it's like they had them on the old Death Stars as well.
Yeah.
Why did they not put railings anyway? Are there no health and safety? Do they like people falling off bridges? What if there's a drunk stormtrooper?
I don't know.
Yeah, you just go off the edge and die.
No, or a hungover one.
I bet there's loads of dead bodies down the bottom there somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they've got that janitor bloke, haven't they, that suits them up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, good point.
There's a lot to talk about on this, and I think we won't go into it in mega detail. I mean, we've talked about this before on the show loads of times, and I think it's been picked to death and analysed. And so we're not going to get into what Kylo was thinking or kind of thing. I think just acknowledging the fact that they killed Han and what that potentially means, and just the feeling really more than the actual story and whether or not this is because he's feeling the pull to the light or the dark, or why he's done it, what his motivations are. The fact that he killed Han. A lot of my non-nerdy friends that like Star Wars really got a big issue with it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they don't like the fact that he was killed.
Well, I mean, Harrison Ford wanted out anyway.
Yeah, he's been wanting
He's
out
always
for a
wanted
long
Han to
time.
die, so they gave him what he wanted.
I think it's going to be hard for people that aren't as steeped in the Star Wars lore to forgive Kylo if they do try and redeem him.
I think there will be a certain amount trying to redeem him.
Yeah, well, I'm 100% certain they will, but
Yeah.
I think the average cinema goer won't be happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it was.
I think I would rather. I don't know.
It's
the way I'd like him to have gone.
He went. Yeah, I mean, you know, he got killed by a lightsaber by his son. I guess it was quite poetic in that he was trying to, you know, bring him back and save him. I think it would have been. He could have had a bit more of a heroic death than that.
Yeah.
But hey, you know, it is what it is. Han's dead, and move on.
Yeah. Yeah, move on.
No, it was sad. I mean, like, you know, he's a loved character, but we knew that it was going to happen. I think going into the movie, I was pretty sure that Han was going to die in this one.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a surprise. And the way that it shot, the moment that he called out to Ben, I was like, oh, this is when he's going to die.
Yeah.
You know? So
Yeah.
actually, the best bit of that scene for me is Chewie's reaction. Where he just loses it, and he's just like, no, my mate, and just like, I'm going to kill everyone. And it's almost like, I don't care if I die either. He just runs in there shooting.
Blowing up all the detonators.
Also, you get to see how strong Kylo Ren is.
Yeah.
Because he gets shot with that bowcaster and takes it.
Yeah.
And like that is also why, you know, later on he's struggling in the lightsaber because he's dying.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
That's good.
Mm.
The next bit we've got is he's holding a thermal detonator. So we did talk about it last night. And we talked about our love of Bush.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just a cool moment. The Bush disguise character is cool.
Yeah.
It's just cool generally. You know, someone's come in, they've captured Chewie, and you're thinking, what the hell's going on here? Everything's gone to pot. And then Bush does the ballsy move of presenting a thermal detonator to try and get a better deal.
And Jabba likes that.
Yeah, Jabba loves it.
My kind of scum.
3PO poos his pants.
You get when the detonator's pulled out, you see Boba Fett again do something cool. It's the way he moves.
Yeah,
he's really quick to put his gun up, and then very slowly cradles it again, and then gives a nod. And that again shows you the way that he moves.
Yeah, very good. It's a cool moment. Right, this next one.
What's happened?
This one is being fanfared by the dogs, and it is probably, I would say, a contester for number one. This scene, the I know.
Oh, did we just skip the one above it?
Oh yeah, we'll just skip that one.
Okay,
we'll go back to that later. This is a contester for the best scene, I think, in the entire film. It's a definitive line. This one was nominated by Jim Diaz, host of Nothing's On podcast, DC. I can't remember the name of the podcast. The DC one, and and other great, and Spirit 77, and he's on Power and Shift. And also Greg Tive, who's a good chum of mine, he nominated this one, and it's just brilliant. It defines Han Solo's character again, but
and the line was actually made up by Harrison Ford.
Yeah, it was a what do you call it?
Improv.
And again, everything about Empire Strikes Back is brilliant. I think we all agree, but that whole scene in the carbonate chamber, it's just amazing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it looks amazing. Mm-hmm. The colour palette is amazing.
Yeah.
The stakes are high.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to poo. In the clutch, you've got Vader and Boba Fett in the same room, looking cool. You've got stormtroopers everywhere. You've got
and you have that moment where Vader stops Fett from shooting Chewie.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, why? And even Fett looks at him like, huh?
Yeah. But I think Vader was just enjoying them all being in pain.
Yeah,
and I think my thought was he knew that Chewie loves Han, and the fact that Han was being tortured and put in thing made.
Yeah, but
Vader
Chewie's
happy.
like taking out stormtroopers at this point.
Yeah,
You know.
but Vader loves that.
Yeah, he does. He likes seeing stormtroopers get their asses
Yeah,
kicked.
he likes everyone
Does
dying.
all the time. But yeah, I mean, it is a good moment. The line was originally "I love you too,"
Yeah.
and Harrison Ford was like, "Han Solo wouldn't say that."
No.
So when it came to it, he just did one take where Leia goes, "I love you," and he goes, "I know."
Yeah, and it's
that's
cool.
it.
It's cool.
And that's
And
it's Leia's face as well when he says that.
Yeah, I know.
It's quite cool,
It's
so.
cool. And so the next moment is a callback to this moment, and this is in Return of the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
And again, this one was mentioned by
It's
Jim Diaz.
The flip reverse.
It's the flip version of this where Han and Leia are trying to get the bunker unlocked. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
And she's taken a shot to the arm.
she's been shot, so we're already a bit worried about Leia, and she's sat there, and Han's trying to sort things out, and all of a sudden he's approached from behind.
With two stormtroopers with squashed helmets.
Yeah.
And
basically,
Leia shoots them.
before that, she gives Han a little look. Han gives her the "I
She
love
shows
you."
him she's got a gun.
Yeah, and he goes, "I love you," and then she goes, "I know," and then shoots the stormtroopers, which is cool.
Yeah.
It's a cool moment.
Yeah.
And again, it's just another badass moment for Leia. So awesome. Let's go back to the one that I missed. Han using the bowcaster in The Force Awakens.
It's taken him all this time
Yeah.
to try out Chewie's gun. After all these years.
Yeah.
I mean, surely they'd have been on a plan and he'd be like, "No, let me have a go on that." But
I mean,
they
again,
didn't have-
this bit is all foreshadowing so people understand how powerful that bowcaster
Yeah, of
is.
course.
But he uses it a couple of times, basically.
Yeah.
He uses it
First against Kandra Club
Kanji Club.
when Chewie gets
Yeah.
shot.
But it's not really until Maz's castle that he really appreciates it, does he?
Yeah.
And he does that. He fires that bolt at that trooper and just sends them
Yeah, you see
flying.
like 3 of them go flying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that bit's cool. And then again, he uses it again outside Starkiller Base, doesn't he?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Probably.
Yeah, because I love Force Awakens. So great moment. And to be fair, I love the bowcast as well on Battlefront 2. Pew, pew, pew.
That one's not really in it.
No, we're not doing that one. We did talk about General Grievous last night.
Yeah.
But we didn't really have a particular moment. But I
Right.
think we did. We'll just give General Grievous a quick shout out.
Yeah.
He's a cool character.
Oh, he had some good moments.
I think I talked about him fighting Obi-Wan, which isn't that brilliant. I mean,
Well, you have the chase.
yeah,
with
we have the
Obi-Wan,
chase,
then
and
you
as
have
Jay
the
said, the
fight.
cooler bit is actually Obi-Wan standing before it
Yeah.
with his
Yeah,
hooded,
where he's standing
hooded
on the
moment,
bridge, yeah.
looking really cool, looking very Batman-y about.
What's the situation, Captain?
But Grievous is a great character, and again, massively underused.
Yes.
First appeared in the Clone Wars cartoon, the original one.
The old Samurai Jack one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, just a really interesting character that again we don't really know that much about. Which
And it was a bit of a the way they used him was slightly lame in that first they let him get 4 lightsabers and start spinning them around, and very, very, very quickly cut off all his hands.
yeah, so he couldn't do it. Yeah, but again, another interesting thing, wasn't it? First of all, he's a cyborgy, more machine than anything.
Yeah.
He's using lightsabers, which is weird. He's got 4 arms.
He's not a force
weird.
user.
He's not a force user. He's effectively a robot.
Yeah.
He's again a foreshadowing of Vader, maybe.
And
I
his
don't know.
death is very painful.
Yeah, man, they crush his heart.
He gets shot in the heart, and then his head catches fire, and because underneath there's living tissue, right?
Yeah,
So you
and
see all
doesn't
the burning.
Obi-Wan try and crush his heart as well?
Yeah,
with
he
the force.
pulls the rib
That's
cage.
right.
But it's like this was probably the most painful death for any character in all of the movies.
Also, bad
Maybe
character
not.
design. I would have really covered that heart up a bit
Right?
more.
Why would you have your heart on display?
I know.
It's like, here's my weak point. He's like a baddie in video games.
I know.
Anyway,
Interesting.
yeah.
Next one is Dooku versus Yoda.
You really like this scene.
I like this bit. Again, this one was suggested by James Verdegum. Sorry, James, if I ruined your name. And I think it's cool. So again, we don't. I mean, basically, what's happened is Anakin's had a fight with Dooku. What's happened? Couldn't Qui-Gon get a load of rocks chucked on him or something?
Qui-Gon's
dead. He's not in this one. What am I talking about? What happened to?
So, yeah.
Who got rocks chucked on him then?
Well, Anakin has his arms chopped off.
Oh, that's it.
Right, and then flung across the room.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
One arm,
and,
not both.
Yeah, his arm. And so
Dun, dun,
Yoda turns
dun,
up, hobbling in with his walking stick, and all of a sudden he drops the stick, uses the Force to take his lightsaber off his belt into his hand.
Yeah.
That's a cool scene.
It is a cool scene.
And then he fights Dooku blowing loads of somersaults and stuff, and then Dooku pulls the rocks down using the Force from the ceiling.
Oh.
And Yoda uses the Force to stop them falling on, I think it's falling on Anakin.
He does. Oh, that's it. That's cool, that bit.
Yeah.
And I like his little James Brown moment where he hobbles in, making it look like he's injured, but all of a sudden he's like, "Whoa, use the Force," and he's badass. Get on up, like Sex Machine, like a little green machine.
I'm not afraid.
You will be. So again, this was nominated by a friend of the show, Daniel Hackett. It's a great moment. I mean, it makes you think, because obviously our first impression of Yoda in Empire Strikes Back is this little weirdo.
Yeah.
Very annoying. Then he reveals he's the Jedi Master that actually Luke's been looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just gets really weird. I find his little face generally creepy in this bit.
It is, yeah.
He's got the horrible teeth, like me. And it's just, yeah, it's a weird, and it's very dark. I don't know why
this is when he
goes
didn't
so
want
weird.
to train Luke, and he's asking Obi-Wan if Luke will do his training properly, and that's when Luke's like, "I'm not afraid."
Yeah,
and he's like,
it's like he's taking pleasure in being horrible to him, but which is really in like all the other times we see Yoda in episode. In Return of the Jedi and in the prequels, he's not that kind of person. It's really only in this sort of scene that he's a bit of an arse.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah. I guess he's just...
And again, there's a story in a certain point of view, which is told from Obi-Wan in his life flashing moments before he gets killed,
right?
Which talks a bit about these scenes.
Oh, okay.
And there's also... I think there's an actual story... I can't remember now. There's a story where you definitely get more into Yoda's head on this bit about that, but both our views on training Luke.
Okay.
So worth listening to that. To be fair, I can't remember it, but because my brain's gone. It's Sunday morning.
And I know.
Yeah. Right, next one.
Into the garbage chute, fly boys.
Yes. So this was suggested by Frank Diaz. Again, another classic New Hope moment, which just shows you that Leia is a badass. You know, she's not your typical princess that needs to be saved.
No.
She takes...
They can rescue her, and she rescues them.
Yeah, she takes charge of the situation and gets them out of a jam. And it's just cool.
Yeah. She shoots the garbage chute open and makes them all jump in.
In those scenes, there's about 6 or 7 classic lines all in a row, aren't there? There's so many good lines in that bit. So that's just one of them.
When Han goes, "He's the brain, sweetheart." Yeah. When I was a kid, I used to think he said "cheese for brains, sweetheart."
Well, interesting. Right, so this one was suggested by Greg Tive. We talked about it last night. It's from The Force Awakens. I totally agree. Jay, you totally agree. Yeah. This is an amazing bit.
Oh, yeah.
From again in the trailer, another moment just made you think, I want to see this film. It's true. All of it.
Yeah.
Line from Han Solo.
After all these years.
He's a believer. He really is the Obi-Wan role for Force Awakens.
Yeah.
It's a complete, and it's on that same place where just before, in A New Hope, he's being a big doubter and but in exactly the same area. He's the one telling this new generation about the Force and all that stuff. It's all true, and it just gives you goosebumps. And it's just, yes, I love Star Wars. I mean, that scene makes you want to love Star Wars and tell everyone it's just amazing.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Yeah. I have nothing to add. It's just a great scene. The next one's not.
Where are we? Let's skip that.
Oh, okay.
Right, so next one. So this was a comment from Paul Maneri. The opening scene in 1977 had me. I'm assuming he's talking to like the fanfare, the initial blast of Star Wars. We talked about this last night. Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, let's face it.
The fanfare became synonymous with Star Wars, even though it was Fox's.
And then the sudden,
all them movies.
You know, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, and that moment of quiet, and all of a sudden the blast of the fanfare of the Star Wars theme, and Star Wars smacking you in the face. I mean, it's amazing, and what a way to start a film. And I think the one fault I would say on Rogue One is that's what he missed. I think.
Yeah.
And it really was apparent it was missing. Yeah. I think so.
Yeah, especially because the theme tune was awful.
Yeah, and the typeface of the titles were awful. Noodle, shut up.
Live.
So basically, it's amazing, and I know that for the standalone films, I'm not going to go in that direction, but I think they really need to think of a different way to try and make it meet up with that. But it's cool. Next one is
Leia kills Jabba.
Leia kills Jabba in Return of the Jedi. Now,
we said he was going to die.
We did say he was going to die, and Leia's the one that did it. And I think that was a bit of a surprise to most people. People probably didn't expect Leia to be the one that...
But again, it showed how strong Leia is. You know, she's there chained up as a slave girl.
Even though now, these days, people aren't positive about the fact that she was chained up as a slave. Leia.
I liked it.
I like it. I think most people really like it deep down. They might be conforming and saying that they don't. I don't think there's anything wrong with Leia being in a slave costume.
No, and especially as they made a point of showing that after she was in her slave outfit, she used her own chains to kill Jabba.
And also,
and
again,
escape.
Even back in 1983, this was a callback to original films, you know, and serials, and that's what happened in those, you know, all those sort of things. But what I think it did was twist the female in peril and turned her into a strong character that actually killed Jabba. So,
I mean, Princess Leia was one of the first strong female characters. I mean,
Ripley,
we saw right from A New Hope, as we just talked about a minute ago, you know, she is the one that takes charge and saves the guys. Like, she's always been that character, and even in this scene where she's meant to look vulnerable as like a slave in like scantily clad outfit, she also turns around and in her favour and takes Jabba down. So amazing. It's a great scene.
Great scene. Well done. So we've talked about
Yavin.
Battle of Yavin, and again, Greg Type just really mentioned specifically the bit where Luke blows up the Death Star and talks about childhood memories and, you know, watching Star Wars every Christmas, and this is just like one of the standout scenes that everyone will remember.
Also the scene that you see Luke really believe in the Force.
Yeah, this is when he lets go and turns off
his computer, and they're like, "What's wrong?"
and you hear Force Ghost Ben, and
at first Luke's like, "What?"
Yeah, who's talking to him? So,
how are you?
Yeah, so it's great scene, obviously, and. You know, what do you think of the explosion? Do you like the special edition version?
Yeah, because it looks like a bigger, more realistic big explosion.
Okay.
Because on the original one, it's just like a little puff, and then it's like, where's all the debris and where's everything?
Next scene is Luke versus Vader, the final duel in the Return of the Jedi, again suggested by Daniel.
Yeah.
Again, there's a couple of elements in this I think I'd possibly pull out, but let's just go through it generally. It's a great fight in terms of it. Again, this is at the time this is the most vigorous fight scene we've had using lightsaber battle I mean, there's a somersault involved.
Oh yeah, and Vader jumps down some stairs.
Yeah. There's a lot. I mean, again, it's just the way it's shot. There's a lot. There's a lot of shadows.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hiding.
Luke's wearing black. Luke has a robot hand.
Yeah,
it's very much like Vader. There's
the scene where he's hiding in the darkness and that kind of stuff. And of course, all through it, you've got the Emperor sniding his way through it, achieving his way in, trying to press buttons on both of them,
and laughing at it all as well,
enjoying the fact that he's playing father and son off.
He doesn't care who wins.
No, because he wins ultimately. Whoever succeeds.
The only thing in this fight that always bugged me ever since I was a kid was when Luke cuts off Vader's hand. It just looks like Vader trips over and falls on the floor because they're fighting on one side. And then he moves to the other side and just falls over, and then Luke just cuts his hand off. But up until then, it's a good fight.
Yeah. And I think I have got this line in later on, but I'm going to do it now. Sister.
So, you have a twin sister.
I love it. I love that bit. And again, as we talked about, last night, that's the bit where Luke, Vader is now complete. He's revealed that...
And Vader finds out he has a daughter.
Yeah, and he's revealed Leia. We know that if he doesn't win...
If you will not turn to the dark side, then perhaps
and again, it just adds more sense of doom to Luke, really, and the fact that not only is he's got a real chance of not getting through this, I mean, he's got two options. Either he's going to win, but the rebels are going to blow up with Death Star, he's going to die, or he's basically going to be killed or slaved by these guys, and now he knows that Leia's next, basically. So... great.
I just realised that, by the way. Let's carry on.
What time
We'll carry on and get through these. We've got to hurry up a little bit now, guys. But we'll just go through the next few. We're almost at 50 anyway.
Okay, right. Here we go. Dun 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 dun. Next one is Millennium Falcon attacking Death Star 2. This was suggested by Nick Bowman.
Yeah, that's a cool moment.
Wicked, you've got Lando piloting the thing, Ning Num, however you say it, being his co-pilot. It looks amazing.
They fly in, you see them fly around the reactor core.
Flying all through it. It's wicked. TIE fighters getting destroyed as they crash into bits.
Dodging all the bits of the Death Star.
And losing the...
They lose the antenna, the satellite dish.
Yeah,
which then you see wicked. The new one in The Force Awakens.
And I've got to say, I love the space battle in
It's an amazing space battle, the Return of the Jedi one, isn't it?
Really good. And even like the original version of it was amazing. Yeah. So really good.
Right up until this day.
Yeah. Next one, this is an absolute classic moment, suggested by Melvin and also Chris Gidman. The Mustafa fight between Anakin and Obi-Wan, or Vader.
You were my brother, Anakin.
Yeah, I mean, that was amazing. I have the high ground.
Yeah.
I mean, there's, again, some classic Obi-Wan lines. And, again, you were the chosen one. You were supposed to destroy the Sith, not join them. I mean,
there are some really... It's got some great bits in that fight. It's also got some really bad bits in that fight.
Yeah, but the fight is awesome.
Yeah, except for the bit where, when they stand in front of each other, I put the GIF on sometimes where they just keep spinning their lightsabers. What is the point of that?
It's cool.
And also...
It's because it's cool.
Where they're swinging around on ropes.
Yeah. But it's cool. It's a cool setting. Mustafa has an amazing planet. I want to see more of it.
Yeah, it's cool. Well, I liked it in Rogue One.
Yeah, we love it in Rogue One. And hopefully in The Last Jedi. So great moment. Next one. This is the scene in Empire Strikes Back. This is amazing. This is Vader versus Luke in Cloud City.
Now, this is my favourite lightsaber duel in the original trilogy.
Absolutely. You are not a Jedi yet.
Yes. The Force is strong with you, young Skywalker. But you are not a Jedi yet. And you hear Vader's breathing. Luke just walks and all you hear is the breathing and it's eerie. Then he speaks and you see him in a silhouette at the top of the stairs. What a great moment. Yeah. And as you say, the colours that they use on this is...
like the casual way that Vader brings his sabre up.
Fighting with one hand.
Yeah, in a classic dueling stance. Single-handed, he hardly moves at all.
Yeah.
And that is the line,
Yeah.
And again, this was suggested by Andy Paulestis. I don't know if I ruined your name, Andy, sorry mate. But absolutely brilliant moment. Fantastic.
Skip that. We've done that one already.
Revealed to our... Alright, so this bit is really cool. Greg Tyve also mentioned this one. It is when Obi-Wan first reveals himself and pulls his hood back and looks at R2, and it's just really class. It's really cool. The music's amazing, and I think that's 50 moments.
That's number 50. Yes.
Yeah,
it is. Okay, so yeah, there you go.
Woo! So look, that probably wasn't a definitive list. There's a lot of things we've missed. I think we might revisit this on a future time, but for now, we're going to sign off. Thank you for all the listeners and viewers supported us over the past
50
episodes.
Yeah.
We love doing this. We're going to continue to do it. Hopefully you guys can get more involved. We'd love to hear more from you guys and hear more feedback or questions and get more involved. So we're definitely planning on continuing with Star Wars Conversations for at least another 50 episodes. So hopefully we'll do the 100th best moments and pick up some of the things we missed in 50 weeks. But for now, I'm just going to sign off by saying,
may the Force be with you.
Punch it, Chewie.
Bye.